Hello, I'm Lindsay at the Longmeadow Adult Center. I'm the program coordinator here. This is Zoom 101. And I'm going to share my screen right now. So to start, you should be seeing my slide as well as my small picture on the side. And if my picture is in the way, you can drag it with a black bar, or you can make it smaller with the two little rectangles there, as you can see in this image. So you can move that little black bar and pull me out of the way if I'm in the way of the slide. So why are we here? We're here because our programs are currently all virtual. Our building is closed to the public still. So to learn Zoom is our connection right now. So how do we know what programs are coming up? On our website, www.longmeadow.org, on the left side, longmeadow.org/adult center. On the left side, it says programs, and you can click that. You'll see all the upcoming programs as well as the recorded programs from before. You can also make sure you're on our constant contact list. If you have not been getting our emails, email me at lgill@longmeadow.org. And if you've already done that and you're still not getting the emails, they're probably in your junk or promotions or spam folders. We're getting so many emails these days that your email is trying to sort it for you, and sometimes they get lost. Please make sure you're following us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/longmeadowseniors. We try to have our events on that page as well. You can also do your own Zoom meetings and see your family and friends. Let's keep in mind that we're still doing Meals on Wheels, so if someone you know could benefit from that, please call us. We have food pantry by appointment on Fridays. Again, call us. The only requirement for that is to be a Longmeadow resident. All right, so the first question is, how did we get here to this Zoom meeting? And the first way is that the host sets up the meeting, and they can then share with you a direct link that you can just click, and as long as you have the Zoom program on your computer, it'll go right to the meeting. And if you do not have the Zoom program downloaded, it'll start that process for you. So the second way to get here is to go to the generic Zoom website, which is www.zoom.us. You can click Join a Meeting on the top right and enter the unique meeting ID and password for that meeting. Lastly, you can dial in by the phone. So if you don't have a computer and you still want to listen to the programs, you can do that. You're going to use the information provided in the invitation. Lastly, you may have seen that when you clicked in to join us, it said waiting for host to let you in. And that's a waiting room feature. And if you sign on before the host is ready, you'll be in the waiting room and then they admit you. So step one is the mute feature, and that's usually on the bottom left. A lot of this depends on what device you're on. But that is your mute and unmute button. So when you are muted, it looks like this red microphone with a cross through it. And when you are not muted, it looks like this. When you are muted, you can make whatever noise you want and no one will hear you. When you're unmuted, people can hear you, and sometimes it interrupts the person who's speaking. It can click off of their screen and move to your screen because it hears you. Usually when you're signing on, it asks you to join with computer audio, and sometimes the host will mute you when you're coming in just automatically, but just be aware of that when you're joining a meeting, especially if you're joining it late. Just make sure you're in a quiet spot until you figure out whether you're muted or not. The next is your video, and some people don't have a camera on their device, in which case that will just be off. But if you do have a camera, you have the choice of having your picture shown, as mine is, or if you turn off the video, just your name will be shown. And you can usually rename yourself depending on the host settings. And so that way I could have it say Lindsay or Adult Center, something like that. But with the video, you're going to see your face. Without, you're going to see some words. If you are part of a meeting and you're enjoying it and you want to tell your friend, you can go to participants, which is on the bottom, and then you can copy the invite link or copy the invitation, and then you can send that to them in their email or in their text, or just read it to them. That is how you can tell your friends, or if you start your own meeting, that's how you can invite them as well. The chat feature is on the bottom, and just be aware that you can send it to just one person or to everyone. And usually during our programs, we have a question and answer at the end, and that's one way to do it. Or if during it you're having issues and need to talk to me, you can use that in the chat without interrupting the speaker. This is screen share, which is what I'm doing right now. And you have different options. You can do your desktop, which would just be anything on your computer. The presentation is what I'm doing right now. There is a whiteboard feature, and then you can play Pictionary, or if you needed to draw out some sort of diagram for whatever reason. And the record button, which I'm doing right now, and that just saves the meeting to your computer, so you can share it with anyone who missed it. All right, so this is me using my iPhone or iPad, so it does look different. If you swipe, I believe it's swipe to the left, that mutes you and allows you to drive. So you're muted and your video stopped. If you don't see any options, you may need to just click it once and then your options come up. If you click more, you'll be able to see some more options, including the chat or the settings, or have a response there. So how to host your own meeting. So step one is you're going to sign into your Zoom account, and let's see, you're going to go to meetings and then schedule a new meeting. And it'll walk you through some steps of different features that you can choose. Most of those you can change later. It's just a starting point. You can see here that our meeting ID is the same for all of our programs. So because ours are public, we're okay sharing that ID, and then in our newsletter or our emails, we share the password with you. You don't have to use the same meeting ID every time. You can use a unique one to be a little more private. Let's see. The gallery view is the speaker view. For me, it's on the top right. The gallery view is right here. You can see everyone in the meeting. The speaker view is whoever's talking is the largest. And so whatever meeting you're doing, it depends what you decide. If you're in like a group discussion, you would want the gallery. If you're learning something from a teacher, I would do the speaker view. And you can switch back and forth. It's not going to change anyone else's view, just your own. Some people have asked me about entering their credit card. You should not at this point need to pay anything. This is the basic plan is free, and you should be able to do everything you need to do. I think it's even changed further, but right now 40 minutes it will kick you off, so you can always just start a new meeting after that. And so right now you should not be paying any money. And the last thing is just to practice. So email me if you want to try to see if you can get on and just click around. If you're we want you to be comfortable using Zoom, and so you'll be more likely to join us for our programs. And so that is it for my slides. Let's see. Okay, so that's all. Again, email me with any questions, lgill@longmeadow.org, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.